Welcome to the Atacama Desert! So we just picked up our car from the city of Calama and we're driving to San Pedro. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes of a drive, but the views are insane, insane. That's Aiden down there, he's getting the GoPro. So we had to pull in when we saw this canyon. Where are we? This town is the cutest town we've seen so far, and we've just arrived. It's gorgeous! The most touristy as well, but gorgeous! Morning all! Today is our first full day here in the Atacama, so exciting. And we've headed out to a place about 20 minutes north of San Pedro called the Devil's Throat, and it seems to be mostly a biking path, which we didn't really realise. But there's a map, and we have a car, so you can drive in a bit and then you walk, but the map is a bit confusing, and yeah, we're not really sure what we're doing now, but the scenery is gorgeous. So we found the walk. You can climb up to some mountain. Don't know if we'll do that. It's so hot, so dry. Okay. So we'll just walk a bit, and then you can drive on to a traditional church. The whole thing is supposed to take about 3 hours, so we'll see how we go. You feeling good, Aiden?
Oh yeah, sure. Hot.
Very, very, very hot. But what would you expect of the driest place on earth? We're so excited to be here. So far, guys, we are loving our hike through this valley. Kind of reminds me of Petra in Jordan. It's a bit like Mars, very red. And the amazing thing is we basically have the place to ourselves. Like, there are a few cyclists around, very popular cyclists, but like there's no crowds. It's just us, isn't it? Yeah. But guys, it's so reasonable to come here. So with a lot of the attractions like this in the Atacama, you have to book at least a day in advance, and you have to pay in advance. Sometimes you have to pick a time, so flexibility isn't really a thing. But with this place, we didn't have to book in advance. You just rock up, and it's only 5,000, so it's about €5. Some of the other attractions are like 15 for each one, which is a bit steep. It is expensive here, guys. It's definitely the most expensive place we've been in Chile so far. But is it worth it? Yeah. Definitely. Maybe not for budget backpackers, but once in a lifetime stuff, yeah, it is. We're gonna walk up this mountain, hike up here. This is our next plan. Let's go, Aiden. Let's go. This is a serious hike at altitude, guys. No joke. We're not too high. I think we're about 3,000 meters above sea level. We gotta go up there. So we're back now from our adventures at the top of the mountain, made our way back through that canyon again, and then you can drive on a little further and you get to a little chapel, the chapel of San Isidro. So we said we check that out. I'm driving on sand, guys. We're in the Valle de Laguna, and it is insane. There are these sand dunes everywhere. We could be on the moon, we could be on Mars, but I did not anticipate driving through sand uphill in a Hyundai i10. Stop one here at Valle de la Luna is Duna Mayor, big dune. You can do a 30-minute or a 50-minute walk. I think we're going to do the 30. We hiked up a mountain today, Aidan.
What did we do?
We did, boy.
Sorry for the language.
So we'll see. Also, walking in sand is hard. So let's go.
This heat.
This heat, it's really hot now, yeah.
It's not the heat, it's just the sun bathing.
Yeah.
Bathing.
When they call this the driest place on earth, they mean it. It's so arid here, it's crazy. It could be the moon, it could be Mars, it could be, I don't know, Venus.
It's so wet.
Ooh, don't fall. Push. We're on to our stop number 2. Sorry, it's very windy here in Valle de la Luna, and it's 3 viewpoints. This is Mirador Achaches, and as per usual, it is out of this world. Stop 3 here in Valle de la Luna is the salt mines. So that's why it looks like it's snowing. It's salt mines. I dare you to eat it, Aidan. Go on.
No.
Eat it. Lick it.
Bad enough with the harper now without doing that.
He's in a bad way today. I'll lick some. I didn't believe you. I'll do it here. Definitely salt. So our last stop here for Valle de la Luna is Mirador de Cari. The Cari viewpoint is super windy again, sorry guys. This spot gets mad busy at sunset. It's nearly 7 now. Sunset isn't for another hour and a half, so it's really quiet. But the last place we went to in Valle de la Luna itself, because this is a little bit outside it, but it's on the same ticket, was Las Tres Marias, the 3 Marys, just 3 pillars. It was so busy. It was nice for like 2 seconds. A bit underwhelming, but this is really cool, especially before the crowds come, because it's getting super busy here now. Welcome to another day here in the Atacama. Today we're looking at some lakes, and we're starting with one that's about half an hour. Well, it took us about 40 minutes, 45 minutes because the roads are crazy and we don't have a 4x4 outside San Pedro, and this is Laguna Cejar. Very popular, very set times. You can arrive at 9, 10, 11 or 12 in the day. You have to book in advance and you can only stay for an hour. So we booked the first slot of the morning, 9 to 10, and we're going to start here at Laguna Cejar and work our way over there to Laguna Piedra. You can swim as well, and it's a really salty lake. Let's go. Woo! Show us those legs. He's so pale. So we're just walking to the second Laguna now. The first one was beautiful, but you kind of look at it from a distance. You can see all the salt deposits along the side though, so that's really cool. And there's some like dragonflies, lizards, things like that around. And now we're on our way to the second one, and it is a lot busier because this is the one, Laguna Piedras, that you can swim in, and it's like the Dead Sea because it has such a high salt content, and you can't have any sun cream on or anything like that. You have to shower before you go in and shower again after because of all the minerals and the salt, and you can only stay in there for 30 minutes max. But yeah, pretty busy for first thing in the morning. Well, that was stunning. Lovely swim, except poor Eden got salt in his eyes. Look at those eyes. But yeah, it's you float so well. Like, you could not drown if you tried in this lake, and it's super deep. So we just had a little float. And remember to bring flip-flops, because I didn't, and I'm wearing Aiden's.
So I'm suffering.
I'm sorry, he's a gentleman.
Chivalry isn't dead.
Woohoo! We're on the way to Laguna Shackside, everybody. Second Laguna of the day. We're driving close here now to the Salar de Atacama, the salt flats, and it's crazy arid. We've got a little bit of vegetation here now, but we're coming up on some white salt flats here. So we've made it, haven't we, Aiden? We've made it. Laguna Shackside. And
driver.
Thank you. It's right in the middle of Salar de Atacama, which we didn't really know. So we're actually in the salt flats now. 2 in 1, baby, 2 in 1. And we just got a great introduction from this guide. He was really, we liked his energy. As guides, we liked him. He was cool. And
I couldn't understand Spanish for sure.
Yeah, it was in Spanish, but it was fine. Yeah. Now we're actually walking through. It's about a 30 to 40 minute walk. Again, there's a designated path like this all the way through, and you get to see what the flamingos eat, which is sea monkeys.
Like, think of the things you could have in the shop when you were a kid. You buy them in Smith's or Time Master. Sea monkeys.
What? I don't know what he's talking about.
Fairly unethical, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I don't think they have them in the shops anymore. They were definitely there when we were kids.
Yeah, Smith's is an Irish toy shop, by the way, guys. So let us know in a comment below if in your country they also sold these sea monkeys. And there's loads of flamingos. You can already see the lake. So we're going to make our way around the salt flat here and just go absolutely mad. Woo! God, guys, we can't get over the flamingos. They've come up so close and there's so many of them. We can't stop taking pictures and videos. Like, it's a problem. I have about 1,000 videos and photos, and then we're just sitting watching them. I could stay here all day, except that I'd be red as a tomato. Lunch spot at the lagoon. Little picnic tables here, and we have empanadas from San Pedro. Oh yeah, this will keep me going. Just windy now, guys. As you can see, we've moved on. We drove back to our accommodation there around 3 o'clock. Got some lunch in the town, had a little wander around, chilled out a little bit at our beautiful accommodation. We're staying in this really cool glamping Airbnb just on the edge of the town. And now it's time to go stargazing. So we've driven up to this viewpoint. We're not far from San Pedro, like 10 minutes outside. And already the stars are looking incredible. Now, can I show them to you with this camera? I don't know, I'll do my best. But they are already looking super cool. Also, it's freezing here at night. guys, another day here in the Atacama, and today we're climbing up in altitude. We're in the town of Cejar. Town, strong word, very noisy. There's a lot of roadworks going on at the moment because you have to check in at this town to visit the next two lakes that we're visiting, and also an area called Piedras Rojas, which is like red rocks, with some other worldly landscapes. So we are just over an hour now from San Pedro, and we're climbing up the altitude, guys, feeling it here. We're at about 3,200 meters above sea level now, and we're going up to 4,200 at this lake. Let's go. Guys, we did it! Welcome to Laguna Miscanti! Oh my god, it's much colder here. The drive up, the last 6 kilometers once you get off the main road. I had to turn off the camera, I turned off the music, everything. Sand, uphill. That's our car. It's a 1.2 litre Hyundai i10. It looked fine on the map. We almost got stuck, but we did it, and we're here. And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I honestly don't know what to say, lads. This is the craziest place I've ever visited. It's super windy. It's chilly if you're coming. It is chilly. Sorry. Terrible joke. But yeah, if you're coming to the high altitude, to the Antiplanos, this lake, Miñacas, and some of the ones beyond that, close to the border with Argentina, wrap up, even bring a coat. It's summer here, it's January, and it is pretty cold. Bring a hat and enjoy the craziness of it all. Oh my god, and bring a 4x4. This is the second lake. It's smaller. You can see it from a height. Miñacas, I think. There's no words. I've nothing to say. Just look at it. A little busier as well, but not that busy. Snack time, guys. Before we head on to our next spot. You're not really allowed to eat around here. Also, obviously, being in the desert, there are no restaurants, cafes, nothing. Bring loads of water and bring enough snacks. We're having a little protein bar there. We're trying to head another hour south, close to the Argentinian border, to get to some viewpoints. And these viewpoints supposedly show you an area called Piedras Rojas, red rocks. But it's another place where you have to pay to go in. But apparently you can look down on them from where we're going. Guys, we have hit the jackpot. This is Piedras Rojas below us here. We were stressing, we're still stressing a little bit about our fuel and our fuel consumption because we've been going uphill for a lot of the day, but we've used more fuel than we thought. There are no petrol stations outside of San Pedro de Atacama. We knew that. We had basically a full tank this morning, but we're about halfway full now, so we're still fine. But we were like, oh, it's going to be tight. Is it going to be okay coming back? And you know what? I think we're good to turn around here. We were looking at some miradors down the road, but I mean, hello. We've seen what we wanted to see. I know that in next door Bolivia, there's a desert that has some of the same mountains as this, and it's called the Salvador Dali Desert. And you can see why, because these mountains don't look real. It's like something out of Alice in Wonderland. It's like something out of a Dali painting. It's not real. I cannot capture the colours. Aidan cannot capture the colours, even though he has a really good camera. These mountains are not real. These colours, it's like Rainbow Mountain on steroids. And then the salt flats and the snow, I guess, over there, we don't even know. Come here, come to the Atacama. And I think we've completed our Atacama safari. Just there we spotted a zorro, the fox, the wild foxes. Oh my god, they blend in with the environment, something fierce. And en route now, I was driving and it happened so quickly that Aidan couldn't take footage for me, but we saw ostriches, black ostriches, just like in the plains. It's so freaky, it doesn't look real. And we've seen the vicuñas, we've seen some mad birds, we've seen so much wildlife in the last few days. Haven't we, Aidan?
Yeah.
Aidan is driving us home. 2 hours back to San Pedro, baby. We're not going to run out of petrol. No, we are not. Guys, we've just stopped here on the side of the road, haven't we? Woo! We've stopped at the Tropic of Capricorn. So, as far as I know, the Tropic of Capricorn is the last spot where the sun hits exactly overhead at midday. Ta-da! In the desert. Woohoo! Good morning, everybody. It is 7:10. Woo! We're about an hour and a half on the road, and we are going to El Tatio geyser, one of the best spots to visit here in the Atacama Desert. It's very high altitude, about 4,400 meters. So I got my sucky sweet. Bring coca tea, bring whatever you need. And we started driving in the dark. The sun is slowly coming up, and it's just unbelievable. Can't wait to see the geyser. Woo. Eight o'clock in the morning and we finally made it to El Tatio. To be fair, we've been here about half an hour, but you gotta check in, buy your tickets. You can't buy your tickets online or in advance for this. It's the only place really we've visited where you don't have to buy them in advance, or you actually can't, and you can pay by card when you arrive. So you check in and then you drive throughout the whole field of geysers for about 2.5 kilometers down some very rocky roads until you get to the very end. That's where we're starting because these are the most impressive geysers here, and we're going to work our way back up. Aidan was telling me that it's one of the few places in the world where you can walk very close to the geysers at your own risk. So that's what we're going to try and do, and be very careful because obviously they're boiling hot. This is bizarre, guys, because it's so cold here that when the steam is coming onto the ground, it's freezing. Like there's parts of it where it's turned to ice, but yet the heat in the geysers themselves is so hot it's hard to imagine it freezing. The geysers were getting quiet there a minute, guys, and we were afraid that they were kind of starting to subside because they're at their most active around dawn, and now it's 20 to 9 or something in the morning. We thought, maybe they're calming down. They just got super active again. This one just blew up in front of us. we're at the second part now, and apparently these are boiling fountains and not geysers. It's much smaller. There's a little designated path you can take, and over here apparently there used to be hot springs where you could go swimming, kind of a hot bath, but they're closed unfortunately. Well, that was amazing, very otherworldly, like everything else we've seen in the Atacama. So we're just driving back from the hot springs and we're seeing all of the scenery that we couldn't see this morning because it was dark when we were driving up, and it is insane. So we're at this kind of lookout now that has almost like wetlands, incredible wildlife. We can see loads of vicuñas here in the valley. Still on the way back to San Pedro, and we came across this village that I'd heard of. We passed it on the way as well, called Machuka, and it looks tiny and super traditional and gorgeous. So we're just going for a quick walk around. This town is tiny, lads. It's very cute, very traditional, tiny. So I ordered mate with coca leaves, and they're just, oh, big cat. Oh my god, I didn't know what that was for a minute. It's just a cat. But they had to go get more hot water, so we said we'd go for a little stroll and come back. And we're just walking up the steps now to this beautiful picturesque church. I love the churches here in the Atacama. They're so, I don't know, bare, but they blend in very well with the environment. So guys, we're just trying a few little traditional bits here. I have mate with some cocoa. It doesn't have green bits in it. It tastes kind of like green tea. It's really nice. And the cocoa is very good for the altitude. And then we got chatting to this guy here, and he's giving us some llama meat. Oh, it's tough, isn't it? Woohoo! So we're back at our accommodation after a very eventful day. It's only 1 o'clock, but because we've been up since 5, we're exhausted. So the plan is to rest a little bit here at our beautiful campsite, go into town, have some food, have some coffee, and we have a very early start again tomorrow morning because we're flying back to Santiago. So that's it for the Atacama. It's been honestly up there in the top 3 travel experiences of my life. I absolutely loved every single minute of it. Everywhere is a picture, everything is surreal, unreal, and just I haven't really seen much like it before. So if you were thinking of coming here, I would say definitely do. It is a little expensive, but it's worth it. It's a once in a lifetime trip. So until the next place, see ya.